What's going on? It's your boy Coach. We are on day 51. And I did my pictures this morning, did my weight, did my waist. Something interesting is that my waist didn't change, it's still the same. My pictures look relatively the same. Like I said, this is a slower loss, so I kind of expect that. You may not always get an exact drastic change every week, but my weight is a little bit lower, or a little more stable. After eating out over the weekend, though, that's something that I've known to expect in the past is a little bit of salt. The extra salt helps with water retention, so it's going to generally little inflammation in the gut area is what I noticed. So I'm not surprised by any of it, by any of this. At the same time, my calories are also a little bit high. My activity was high, so a couple different variables. Whether this thing may have been a little bit off, it doesn't really matter. Or the calories may have been too low that I estimated in my food. The point is that it's a week to week assessment. So we're going to try to get the calories lower this week. Like I said, about week and a half, we have some pictures. So we really want to stay on par. And that's kind of the goal. Or I'm going to stay as close as I can to my goal, which is much lower than I've been. So, and then next week's going to be kind of a pretty crazy form of suffering. And like I said, we'll get into that when that time comes. So either way, today, my tip is something that a lot of people struggle with, and that's hitting a protein goal. And in our society and culture, having carbs and fat, hitting whatever numbers those are, it's relatively easy. And most of the foods, these macronutrients are easy to come by. Now, protein is one that you'll notice that is almost always the lowest. If you look at the guidelines of what standard nutrition should be in our diet or what's recommended, by the FDA. I don't agree with it. The protein's so low. And the problem with that is protein keeps you full. It's really hard to be in a deficit if you're not at least feeling some sort of satiation or fullness. And so today, what I want to get into is surrounding yourself with supplementation if you need it. If you have a hard time, maybe eating meat or some of the sources out there, the dairy, there's so many different ways to get protein. I like to surround myself with a number of ways to do that. And so maybe I've had some of this in other videos, but like for instance, just these quick little drinks, 20 grams of protein. It's a way to increase your daily and hit that goal that you have for whatever your target is. They have, we have little protein bars, and yeah, some of them have more fat than others, and some have more fiber. But really, just if I have 20 grams in a protein bar, that's pretty good. And it's also a great meal replacement. If you're on the go, these are things that are great to have while I'm out and about, and I know it's going to be a while and help me not get to hungry. Because if I skip a meal and I'm 4 or 5 hours without a meal, I'm going to get hungry. And if you experience the same, this is a quick way to kind of suppress that a little bit. Something else is like powders and various supplement forms. Collagen, this is it's a collagen peptide. You can put this like a scoop of that in your coffee. So hey, your black coffee just went from zero protein to a couple scoops of this. We can get to say, let's see, there's 70 calories and there's that 18 grams of protein. So, and it doesn't change the flavor all that much. The texture, you have to be careful with this stuff. It can make things kind of gooey and clumpy. So you just have to play with temperature of your whatever you're putting in. There's so many different versions of whey protein. If you can't do whey, there's so many variants of this out there, but there's some sort of protein supplementation out there. Make sure you like the one you buy, because if you don't like it, you're not going to want to have it. And for me, I'm rarely going to drink this in water and shake it in a bottle. I'm usually going to make it in a dessert or stir it into something just to make something taste a little bit better. That's my way of doing it. And I prefer eating rather than drinking my calories. Or there's this cool stuff, like if you don't, if you can do the peanut butter, it's just a peanut butter powder, PB Fit. So this has got 8 grams of protein, 70 calories and you can stir this in with some like sugar-free syrups or Greek yogurt. I mean, really, there's so much that can go with, but it's a great way to put your protein a little bit higher. And if you're going in the cookbook I have, there's so many different recipes that I, spin into this stuff and the things that I like, and really are just to help you be successful in terms of making different choices rather than the ones in culture that are, like I said, low in protein, where we want to eat things and consume things that are higher in protein for that fullness and to keep us in a deficit. So I'm going to stop there for today. Basically starting off the week, like I said, even though my results weren't exactly as I was expecting, we will see how next week works. And generally, if you're on a plan and you found the calories that are working for you and you hit a plateau or something, don't change it unless you've gone 2 weeks and haven't seen a change. So I'm keeping that in the back of my head. Even though I'm going lower calories, it's for a different reason. But generally, I wouldn't make a change based on the last week of what I saw. So that's going to be it for today, and we'll see you in the next video.